Welcome to the video, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the 3-position snatch and how it can help you improve your Olympic weightlifting, both for power purposes and for technique. So let's get into it. Alright, so the 3-position snatch is super helpful and it can be performed 2 different ways essentially. So one way to perform it is from the bottom up, and by that I mean that you'll start the hang positions from the floor and work your way up, and that way is much more useful in requiring more and more power with every rep because you're shortening up the movement. The other way is to perform it from the top down, and you might want to choose this variation if you are going to try to drill technique a whole lot more and you're not so much focused on the load, but you're really working on technique. The 3-position snatch can be performed both as just a typical snatch where you're hitting full squat depth on every single rep, standing back up, or it can also be performed using a power snatch variation if you really want to get explosive with it. One reason you might want to introduce the 3-position snatch to your training program if you haven't been using it already is if you've heard a couple of these common issues from your coach. They're saying, hey, you're pulling with the arms too early, then this is a good one to really focus on keeping those arms nice and long throughout the movement when you're exploding. If you're missing the power position, you're not hitting that full extension at the top, then 3-position snatch could be for you. And another real good one is if you have a little bit of a kind of a hitch or an issue getting the bar around the knees properly, then this is also a good one for you because it helps to reinforce those positions throughout the movement. So let's get into the actual 3-position snatch, what it looks like. We'll go through both variations. So first off, we're going to go through from the bottom up. And this is typically going to start with a snatch from the floor, just a typical snatch. Then on your second rep, you're going to go from a hang position, either slightly above or slightly below the knee. In this video, I'm going from slightly above the knee. But if going around the knee is an issue for you, then maybe you want to start a little bit below the knee. And so you add that piece of it to the drill. The third snatch in the complex is going to be from the power position or mid-hang, something really high up, maybe not quite all the way up. You can have a little bit of a dip into the hang, but don't go much below like mid-thigh when you're performing this third snatch. It should be a really short and explosive movement, requiring everything you have in order to rip that bar up and get underneath it as quick as possible. Now obviously if you are going more for technique, then you're going to perform it from the top down, which is basically just the reverse of what we just talked about. You're going to start with that high mid-hang explosion, then you can bring the bar back down, go to a snatch from hanging right above the knee or right below the knee, and then on the third rep go down to the floor and work your way back up. The key here is that each time you're kind of adding a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more to the movement. So you want that first one from the high hang or to be just perfect, and then when you come and hang a little bit lower, you want to get right back through those exact same positions. And then when you go to the ground, you're still trying to drive right through all 3 of those exact same positions on your way up. I would recommend that as you're learning it, don't go beyond like 70 to 80% of your max. That's probably a good spot to aim at. But when you get real good at this, and some people just crush weight. So that's about it for the 3-position snatch. I hope that this video helped explain it a little bit better for you and that you're actually able to introduce it to your program. If you have any questions about it, just feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, these instructional videos, I'm going to be making a lot more like them. Mainly focused on the snatch right now. We'll work our way into the clean and the jerk, which is like my favorite lift, to be honest. And so be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so that you stay in the loop for all these videos as they're coming out. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one.